Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Rich and Delilah, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her formal obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. You'll be taught how to use your training equipment properly during your follow-up training session. Now Delilah is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all formal obedience is done, and the first exercise that they're going to be demonstrating for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Delilah, heel.
Delilah, heel.
Now at this point, Delilah has a job to do, and that is to match pace with you when you're walking her. And each time that you stop walking, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So that when you walk with her, it's a pleasure. And we do recommend that for the first couple weeks, most of your interaction with her be formal obedience. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. And she dropped into it down, so Rich will go back to her. He'll heel her out of it and make her complete it as she's been taught. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her as an additional distraction, always ending up back at heel position. So everything starts and stops at heel, and when you get back to heel, she expects to get another command. And they take off heeling again. And believe me, we've seen the real Delilah. We know what she's capable of as far as being abusive to the people who love her. She will test you.
Stay.
Rich leaves her in another sit stay. Walks away from her. This is an exercise that you can practice right indoors, and we do recommend that. This time he's calling her in. She comes right in front and sits facing his knees. That eliminates all that jumping, and she's a jumper. And they take off heeling again, and you can see her tail is up. She's happy. If anything, you're going to have trouble with her trying to outthink you.
Stay.
Rich leaves her in another sit stay. He's going to use her name, but keep his tone low and have her come right in front and sit. And then return back to heel and back sitting. And he's talking to her, encouraging her while they're working, keeping her focused on him. She has a tendency to drift off and look at squirrels and birds. And all very nice automatic sits. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position.
Down.
So you use your left open palm straight down toward the ground, the one-word firm command to down and stay. And this is another exercise that we do recommend that you practice indoors as well as outdoors. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, returning back to heel, and then he heels her out of that. She's really come a long way, and she's learned a lot, and we just want you to practice it at home. Put your video on, practice working with it, and this is the kind of interaction that you want with her. Everything should be about self-control with her.
Stay.
Very little of which she had when she got here.
Delilah.
Rich calls her out of that exercise, makes her come right in front and sit. And that's going to help eliminate some of your jumping problems as well. And she goes back to heel, and he gives her a little pat for praise. But the praise is always very low key with her, because if you overexcite her, then you've got to get her back to doing this again. And the last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is going to be the down from a distance. So with your dog in a sit stay, you turn to face her, and you give her the down with your right hand. That's your down from a distance. Now we have demonstrated for you Delilah's ability to heel, to sit automatically, to stay, to down from a distance, to come and sit. These are all the exercises that we want you to practice with her at home. We're going to be there to help you every step of the way. She's done a great job here at school, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.